Guys, it's Melanie. So I have another video today in my perfectly polished neutral eye series, and today I am using some MAC eyeshadows that a lot of you probably already have. Those of you that are cruelty-free, you probably already know that MAC is not cruelty-free any longer. So for me, I will not be purchasing any MAC products in the future, but I'm still using things that I have in my collection, which is why I'm showing you a tutorial today. But I do want to let you guys know, if you're trying to go cruelty-free, MAC is not the company to go with. I will certainly have other tutorials in the future from cruelty-free brands. But most of you probably already have these colors because they are used quite frequently in a lot of YouTube tutorials. So I'm guessing that Brune, Wedge, and all that glitters are probably already in your collection. If they're not, and you don't care about whether a company is cruelty-free or not, MAC did recently lower the prices on their single pan eyeshadows to $6 a piece, which was kind of surprising because MAC has definitely upped their prices in a lot of other areas in recent years. But I think they're trying to compete with more of like the mid-range brands, so like your Makeup Geeks, your ColourPops, brands like that. But anyway, so if you're interested, you can pick these up for fairly inexpensive price if you have a palette to put them in. This was, I guess I should say, a limited edition palette from Nordstrom called the Nordstrom Naturals or Nordstrom Neutrals. It was exclusive to Nordstrom, obviously, and it had a really great selection, and I did purchase this before going cruelty-free, so I wanted to put that out there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial now. This is the look we're going to create. Hopefully you guys like it, and everything else that I used on my face I will put in the description down below, so if you're curious, that's where you'll find everything. Alright, you guys, enjoy the tutorial, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so first thing that I'm going to do is take my Wet n Wild Brulee, and this is just basically for me what is a skin colored shadow, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and apply a little bit of that to my lid and then all over the eye area. That's just going to help the shadows that I'm applying not stick to the primer that I put down. And the primer that I used is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So just a little bit of that helps everything else blend really smoothly. Then let's go ahead and dive into this MAC palette here. I'm going to take the color Brune, which is right here, and I'm going to take a blending brush and put that into my crease. Do want to tap off just a little bit of the excess. And then I'm just going to place the color first where I want it. And then buff it in. I prefer windshield wiper motions because that keeps it from going up too high. I find when I do the swirling that sometimes that shadow just goes a little bit higher than I would like it to. So if you have a lot more space there, feel free to swirl it in as well, kind of like this. But for me, this just works a little better. I do bring it up slightly higher on the outer portion of my eye here because I like that lifted type of effect. But you certainly don't have to do that. Okay. Then I'm going to take a flat definer brush into the Brune and apply just a little bit of that on the lower lash line, connecting it in the corner. I'm not taking it all the way in because I really don't want like a lot of darkness. I just want a tiny bit of definition down there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take a Q-tip and just run it over that to make sure that it's really not a harsh line at all. Then I'm going to take a fluffier brush. This is a tapered blending brush, and I'm going to go in the color Wedge matches this guy right here. And I'm going to use that to make sure that this crease color has a nice smooth transition and doesn't look too harsh. Again, I'm going for a really soft, everyday neutral kind of look. So I want to make sure that there's a nice gradient. Obviously, make sure that you match. And pretty easy. Then I'm going to take all that glitters, which is, and sorry about my dry hands, you guys. I was working with flowers this weekend and the chemicals and stuff just dry out my hands like crazy. I'm going to go ahead and take all that glitters, which is this shade right here. And I'm actually going to use my pinky to apply this because I find I get better color payoff when I don't use a brush with this particular shade. And I'm going to go ahead and put that onto the lid. Totally have like hangnail. My hands are in rough shape. Okay. Then back to that blending brush and a little bit more of that brune. And put that onto the lid, like down to your lash line, just on the outer portion here. Again, take your tapered blending and make sure that that is not harsh. And that's basically it for the shadows. So I am using the name of this pencil cracks me up because it's so long and it's really hard to read because it's black on like a dark brown. But the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, definitely a turn on waterproof Extreme Shine eyeliner. And the color is Brown Perfection. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lash line. And I'm trying to do this from a totally different angle than what I normally do, which makes it difficult. But I just want to get as close to the lash line as possible. Okay, I'm totally going to get in the way of the camera now, but it's possible to do otherwise. That grumbling that you're hearing is my tummy. I have not had breakfast yet today, and it's already like 10:30. Okay. Taking way longer than it should. All right, go back with that definer brush. I do like to top my liners as much as possible, only because I find that it keeps it from melting on slightly warmer days. It's definitely not a warm day outside, but we are nearing warmer weather, and around this time of year I really start to make sure that my makeup stays put if it does get warm in the afternoon. So I'm basically just taking Brune onto that flat definer brush again, and I'm using that to set that liner. If I do get a little bit of fallout, that's not a big deal to me because I tend to just brush it away with a fluffy brush, so it's okay if I do get a little bit of shadow fallout here. So go ahead and take a fluffy brush and just brush that away. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my mascara on off camera, and then I'll show you guys the finished look, and that'll be it. Okay, so here is the finished eye look. So really great for like everyday office appropriate type of a polished eye look. Now it is really easy to build the intensity in the crease with either more of the brune. The brune does lend itself to being able to be built up a little bit more. Or if you really wanted to turn this into a smoky eye, say you're going out on a Friday night after work, Carbon, also from MAC, obviously, is a great way to turn this look into a smoky eye with very little effort. Just, you know, take your blending brush, put a little bit of that on there, and then just build the intensity in the crease, and you go from a really great neutral daytime look to a going out more fun, like smoky type of look very, very easily. So anyway, if you do have some of these MAC shadows in your collection, definitely, you know, get them out and work with them. I will not obviously be purchasing any more MAC products in the future because they are not currently cruelty-free, but I know that a lot of you are not necessarily cruelty-free that follow my channel. So for you, if you want to buy these singles, they are $6 now, and that's definitely a good deal. I feel like MAC is definitely trying to compete with brands like Makeup Geek now and ColourPop. They're kind of lowering their prices to that particular range there, which I think is kind of interesting because for a while there, they were definitely increasing their prices. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Do let me know if you would like to see this series continued. I do have a ton of other palettes that I can obviously do some looks with, and I've already had a couple of requests, so hopefully those will be coming up in a few weeks. And let me know if you have any questions. Take care, guys. Bye.